As- Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This period moment, we are going to learn a grammar lesson, and we are going to look at how to capitalize and abbreviate different words. I call upon all of us to cooperate and pay attention to what we are going to explain, so that you can be able to solve various exercises that you will be coming across. Begin with, let's look at the objectives of our lesson today. 1. Capitalize and abbreviate proper nouns. By the end of this period, I would like also all of you to be able to write titles and headings using correct capitalization, and as well create sentences capitalizing the first words. What is capitalization? It's the changing of lowercase letters to uppercase. As you can see in the table below, we have lowercase letters and uppercase letters indicated. Letter A are written in a small form, and letter A written in capital form. When do we use capital letters? Now, for use capital letters, you need to keep in mind the following rules. 1. Capitalize the first letter in the sentence. As you can see in this sentence, the football game was so exciting. The arrow points on the first letter of the sentence, and that means that that's the very letter that is needed to be capitalized. When we talk of you need to capitalize the first word of the sentence, that is the first letter. Therefore, always capitalize the first letter in a sentence. Yes, another very important rule that you need to consider in capitalizing of words is as follows. Capitalize the first word and every important word of a proper noun, like names of magazines, newspaper, work of art, musical composition, and organizations are proper nouns. Good example here: Jim, Top, People, Weekly. When you look at each of these words, their first letters are capitalized. In a sentence, he competed at the Summer Olympic in Sweden. Now, the first word, he, the letter H is capitalized because it begins the sentence. The word, a proper noun, can have more than one word. Now, Summer Olympic is a sport. Therefore, we capitalize the first letter of each of these proper nouns. S and O are capitalized. What about Sweden? Sweden is a name of a particular place, and thus we need to capitalize letter S that begins the word Sweden. You need to remember that always capitalize names and proper nouns. The other rule that you need to follow: capitalize days of the week, months of the year, and holidays. Sunday is a day of the week. The letter S must be capitalized. November is a month of the year. The letter N must be capitalized. Eid al-Fitr is one of the holidays that we all enjoy because it's a moment that we break our fast and we do celebrate in various ways. Therefore, we have to capitalize the first letter E. In a sentence, he went to the mall on Friday. Friday, letter F must be capitalized because it's naming a specific day of the week. In summary, always capitalize days of the week, months of the year, and holidays. As we continue, we come across another rule which states that capitalize titles that are used before people's names. A good example here in a sentence: yesterday I went to Mr. Ahmed's class for a lesson. Now, yesterday is the letter Y is capitalized because that is the beginning of the sentence. And as we learned earlier on, we need to capitalize the first letter or the word in a sentence. I is a pronoun, so it's referring to a particular person who is Ahmad, so therefore should be capitalized. Then Mr. Ahmad, the abbreviation Mr., the first letter must be capitalized, and then the name Ahmad is capitalized because it's naming a particular person, and that's why capitalization is important. Always capitalize titles that are used before people's names. As we proceed with our lesson, I would like us to turn around and look at the next directive here. It says that capitalize the first word in a direct quotation. And when we talk about quotation, this is a case whereby one is reporting what he has heard from another person, telling maybe the third party. Now, in a sentence, the football game was so exciting, he said. So, first letter of the word that begins this sentence should be capitalized. Or that, as we say, as we get to know that we should always capitalize the first word in a direct quotation. Okay, class, it's now another blessing opportunity to turn around and have a look at another area of our interest in this lesson: abbreviations. Abbreviations are very important as well. Now, abbreviation is a way to shorten a noun. Look at this sentence. When we were reading about the story Letters Home from Yosemite, we came across this fact that 3.5 million people visit Yosemite National Park every year. Now, if you listened carefully, you will note that I read Yosemite National Park, but looking at how the word Yosemite National Park is written, the letter N is not written, the word that is represented by letter N is not written incomplete. I wrote it as N, nation as N. So it's supposed to be a national park, but I abbreviated. I wrote the short form of the word national as N. This is what we mean by abbreviation. What is an abbreviation? My dear students, abbreviation is a shortened form of a word. We use a period after most abbreviations. In this sentence, Mr. Omar is my teacher. Mr. is an abbreviation. M, R, followed by a period. Capital M, remember. Now, Mr. stands for, that's M, capital M-R, period, stands for the word Mr. and can be used for any man. How to make an abbreviation? Now, I believe each and every one of you will wish to make abbreviations. So let's see how are we going to make the abbreviations. One, you have to remember that you have to use some letters of the name, then add a period. Like with the days of the week and months of the year, take the first 3 letters of the name and then add a period. You can see how easy it is. Yes, let's see. Example here in the table, months / days of the week and their abbreviation form. January. We took the first 3 letters of the word January and that makes Jan. We took the first 3 letters of the word February, the months of the year, February, and we made Feb. Sunday is the day of the week. We took the first 3 letters of the word Sunday and we ended up with Sun, with a period, remember, on all of those abbreviations. Not all the months of the year can be abbreviated. Some of them, they do not follow this rule. Therefore, months such as May, June, and July are not abbreviated. This brings me to another point to look at. Addresses as abbreviation. Now look at the word street in full and in its abbreviation form. Abbreviation form, we just say ST. S is capital and followed by small letter t and a period. Road, RD with a period, and the rest as you can see in the presentation. Abbreviation can also be done on titles or people. Like mistress, we write mistress as capital M, R, S with a period. That RS should be small letter with a period. Mistress, it's M, capital S, small letter, and then with a period. The difference between these 2 words is that the first case, it is used with either someone who is married, a lady who is married, whereas the second case, it's used with both a lady who is married and who is yet to be married. Mr. for a man, a doctor for it is written as DR, and the rest as you see. Directions as abbreviations. North just abbreviated as N, south as S, and the others you can read along. Oh, due to your concentration, cooperation, and paying attention, wow, we just come to an end of our session, and here we say you have to use capitalization to make your writing interesting. Students, do not forget that we can also shorten words when necessary using abbreviation. Because of your overwhelming support, I would like to say we appreciate all of you for making this lesson a success. I would wish that you can appreciate yourself by clapping as usual we do in our classes 3 times. Thank you for your listening.